members of the Worldwide Unity Movement, part of the broader New Thought movement that offers millions of people a positive path forward. We're a vibrant and open and affirming community, and of course we welcome people from all paths into this exploration of our spiritual nature as spiritual beings. Wherever you are on your spiritual path, wherever that might be, you're welcome here at Unity. We're glad that you're joining us for the service this morning. Please come on in and catch the spirit.
And the sky is a bright canary yellow. I forget every cloud I've ever seen. So they call me a cockeyed optimist, immature and incurably green. I have heard people rant and rave and bellow that we're done as we might as well be dead. But I'm only a cockeyed optimist, and I can't get that into my head. When I hear the human race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go, but every whippoorwill is selling me a bill and telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart, but I'm stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and I can't get that out of my heart. Not this heart. Race is falling on its face and hasn't very far to go, but every whippoorwill is selling me a bill and telling me it just ain't so. I could say life is just a bowl of jello and appear more intelligent and smart, but I am stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and I can't get it out of my heart. Not this heart. Ooh.
Good morning. My name is Teresa Belden, and I'm honored to serve on your Board of Trustees. Welcome to our Sunday morning service. Our services are at 9:30 and 11:30 Central Time. We live stream our 9:30 service, so welcome all of our live stream guests today. Watch our services anytime on demand on our website or on YouTube. This Tuesday evening is our next session of Body, Mind, Spirit series. Join Karen Onny for Yoga in a Chair. Dress in comfortable clothing and enjoy an evening of gentle breathing and stretching as you focus your attention on your body and mind. Register on our website and meet at 7 p.m. In the Fillmore Room. Heart Connection, an open circle, returns on Thursday at 7 p.m. in the meditation room. This sacred circle is a safe place to share feelings and emotions. It is facilitated by Kristen Henning and Brenda Burnside. Wendy Brown Baez starts a 5-week series this Thursday, Poetry to Set Your Heart on Fire. This class concludes with a special celebration with guest poet Michael Clubber Diggs on Friday, July 1st. Our flower and garden plant share has been canceled this year due to the concern of spreading Asian jumping worms, but we would welcome any purchased annuals, which could be dropped off in the back patio by Saturday morning, May 28th. And then we'll be doing our spring planting that day. Beginning Sunday, June 5th, we introduce a once-a-month service at 8:15 in the Fillmore Room. The service will require proof of vaccination, masks, and social distancing. Music, meditation, and lesson provided by our ministerial and music teams on the first Sunday of each month. Details of our upcoming events and activities are on the church website, Facebook page, and our weekly emails. Happening at Unity and Peak of the Week. You can email the church or call the church office for details. Now we join Reverend Tony in our opening prayer.
Thank you, Teresa. And while it says Reverend Pat in your order of service, I am not he. And then let's hold him in our prayers as he recovers from evidently a wonderful, wonderful experience in Greece. So join me today as we open this time together in prayer. Infinite Spirit, that in which we live and move and have our being, we give thanks today. We give thanks for this time together, for this community and the love and the joy that we share with each other, for the way in which we support each other in all times, in the good and in the not so good, in the times of concern, the times of dis-ease, and in the times of joy, of celebration. We open our hearts to each other today, knowing consciously that there is no separation between us, our world, our Mother Earth, and all that lives and breathes. We hold in our hearts today peace. Peace for our soul. Peace for this community. Peace for those who are in times of struggle, those who are in areas of violence, those who are feeling lost. We hold them in our hearts, and we affirm with them and for them their wholeness. And the affirmation that all does move to good, regardless of outward appearance. There is God. Wherever we are, there is God. And so we give thanks this morning for this time to come and celebrate and share, to sing and to open our hearts to each other. We hold all in that wonderful, wonderful healing presence that is God. And we say, thank you, God. Amen. Let's really praise and celebrate. Do you know there are puppies in those clouds? There are puppies in those clouds. And if you didn't see them this morning, you need to look out this afternoon. Let's in fact celebrate this day. And stand now as you wish and let us sing together.
Slow down, you move too fast. You got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestone, looking for fun and feeling groovy, feeling groovy, feeling groovy. La da 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 da, feeling groovy. I know it's not in there, but you can sing it. Oh, hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do-do-do, feeling groovy, feeling groovy, feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Ba-doo-ba-dee-ya-dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee. I got no deeds to do, no promises Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy.
Yeah. I haven't sung that song in a long time. Are you feeling it now? Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this amazing Sunday in May. Welcome to those of you who are coming in live stream with us. Yeah, you want to turn around and wave to them? Yes, turn around and wave. Hi. Glad you're with us. I'm glad that you are all here in person today. It's a wonderful time to be here. It's a wonderful time to be here. And I'm not kidding about the puppies, okay? So when you go out, check the puppies. Check the puppies in the clouds. I was planning on being on vacation today. so you know, I'm sort of adjusting to being here with you all, and it's wonderful. And I know that I see an awful lot of faces I now know the names for, and that's awesome. But there are some faces that I might not recognize. If you are new with us this morning, would you raise your hand? Let us find out. Let us see who you are. Look at here. See, I told you there were some faces I didn't recognize. Yes, raise your hand. Let us see you. Excellent. There he is. And there's another, and yeah, got it. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you with us. For those of you coming in live stream, if you are new to us, I hope you raised your hand as well. and know that we are giving you that flower as well. We've given each of our new folks here a rose, and that is an appreciation. That's from our congregation. It also helps us to identify you after the service so that we can come up and personally tell you how glad we are that you are here. You're also given a packet if you're here in person, and in that packet there's some information about who we are as Unity, and there's also a card, and if you will fill out that card and give it to one of our ushers as you leave, or place it on the desk in the back in the garden court, we have a gift for you. For those of you who are coming in live stream, there is a place there for you to fill out that digital contact card. If you would do that and send it in to us, we also would like to recognize you. It's so good to see new faces, new people to be here, and we're so glad you're here with us. We are an amazing community. I find this every day. I've only been here, it seems like I've been here a lifetime, and it's only been 3 years. But every day I find out just how amazing this community is, because Unity, as a teaching, is a place of heart. It's a place of love. It's a place of connection. And we demonstrate that here on a day-to-day basis with each other and with our community. And so I thank you for that. We are a place of vision. We are a place of action. And today what I'd like for us to do is say together our vision statement. It's in your order of service. I'd like for us to claim that vision statement, especially now as we are moving into a whole new phase of expansion and growth in our Unity community. We are expecting to fulfill a vision that I know this community has held for a very long time, and that is to have a fully accessible facility for everyone. That's going to be an amazing change for us. It's going to create some opportunities for us to see who we are and how we hold this vision. So I would ask you today to speak from the heart and claim this vision as we step into this new opportunity that faces us. So let's together say our vision. Together, centered in spirit, we celebrate a world transformed by love, peace, and compassion. And to do that, we must find ourselves in expansion, in love, in joy, and compassion. This month, as part of our Courage to Imagine journey, our theme is I am healthy. And the affirmation for today is also in your order of service, and let's say that together. Together, in each moment, miracles are taking place in my mind, my body, and my spirit. Let's say that one more time, because I left out the last line. Say it one more time with me. In each moment, miracles are taking place in my mind, my body, and my affairs. And now we'll have the reading of the daily word. Hi, Darlene.
We now move deeper into spirit with the reading of the daily word. As the usher brings down the prayer box, you are invited to mentally add your prayers to the box. After the service, the prayer box is located in the garden court, where you may add your written requests. You may also submit an online prayer request via our website. Your prayers are then prayed for with our prayer ministry for 7 days, and then they are forwarded to Silent Unity, where they are prayed with for an additional 30 days. The word for today is forgive. I begin my journey of forgiveness. Unforgiveness is a heavy bag of rocks I carry on my shoulders. When I drop the bag and begin to set the rocks aside one by one, I embark upon a healing journey. God is with and within me on this journey as my constant support and strength. When forgiveness feels difficult, I need only return my attention to Spirit's constant, loving, and accepting presence within me. Reestablishing my conscious connection brings warm and welcoming acceptance. It is an important step in the unburdening process of forgiveness. I forgive others as well as myself. Knowing each act of forgiveness increases my freedom to live a happy and fulfilling life. And Scripture tells us, bear with one another, and if anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other, just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. Colossians 3:13. And the word for today is forgive.
The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is well. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God day. All is beautiful, all is well, all is beautiful, all is well.
Let us gently close our eyes to the outside world and become aware of your inner being. Notice with curiosity and wonder sensations present in the body. Release your shoulders downward. Soften your hands. Relax your face around the forehead and the eyes, and release any tension in the mouth and jaw area. Become aware of the pace of your breath at this moment. Surrender to this present moment and affirm, I am aware of the presence of God flowing through me, energizing and renewing all areas of my life. I use my power of imagination, the creative power of spirit, to think about what I wish to see in my body and my life. I release limited thoughts and envision a healthy, energetic body, relationships that are loving, success in my goals and endeavors, lavish abundance. Fueled by the creative energy of the divine, I know my thought and feelings can be brought into reality according to our third principle. Our co-founder, Myrtle Fillmore, came to the realization that in order to heal her body of tuberculosis, she had to see herself as a perfect child of God, and that she did not inherit illness. Over the next 2 years, she affirmed her body into health. Through prayer, meditation, and keeping her thoughts on radiant health, she regained her health and thrived. Let us use our imagination and affirm health to ourselves like Myrtle did. Every cell in my body radiates perfect health and wholeness. I let God's perfect healing take full possession of my mind and body. I keep my thoughts centered on the divine. My wisdom leads me toward perfect health. Now, take a moment and notice how you are feeling. We have a choice in how we are thinking and what we are creating in our lives. We are here to experience life as an idea that not only enriches our soul, but also lifts the physical body into perfect expression of the pattern God implanted in it from the beginning. Life works best when it is able to flow throughout the whole being as radiant energy devoted to the Christ activity and governed by Christ's wisdom and order. Let us take this time as we enter this space of silence and we affirm, I claim health, and I do so in gratitude, knowing it is already done. slowly noticing your breath and gently opening your eyes. And in this fertile space of presence, let us leave this meditation with a quote from our co-founder Charles Fillmore, whom at age 94 states, "I fairly sizzle with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, eager to do that which ought to be done by me today." Amen.
Oh, birds, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Oh, and I'm feeling good. Oh, yeah. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Oh, dragonfly out in the sun, you know how I feel. Butterflies are having fun, you know how I feel. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's how I feel. And this old world is a new world, and a bold world for me. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, Stars, when you shine, oh, you know how I feel. Scent of the pine, ooh, you know how I feel. Freedom is mine, that's how I feel. It's a new dawn and a new day, it's a new life for me. New dawn, new day, new life, you know I'm feeling so I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling good. Yeah, yeah.
you. They say everything is energy. You just sent out some real feeling good energy, lady. Real feeling good energy. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling better. The title of our lesson today is We Can Improve Our Genes. Not the J genes, the G genes. And it dawned on me as I was getting ready for this week that it seems to me that at least one year, maybe it was the first year I was here, I did another talk about genes. I couldn't remember exactly what I said, and I couldn't find it on the video, so I'm hoping I don't repeat myself, but if I do, I don't think you'll remember it anyway. So there. But I do remember that last time I came to the podium wearing jeans. And you should have seen the look on some of your faces. And I could almost see my mother standing in the back of the church going, "What you got on, young lady?" Because you didn't wear jeans to church. But anyway. So as I looked at this lesson for today, I looked back at how Reverend Pat started us this month with the idea that this is not all of who we are. This physical body here is not all of who we are. And then the next Sunday, I talked about the fact that this body is connected to the larger body, the earth, everything that is. We are connected. We are at one with all of that. And it is up to us to act, to protect that, to heal that, and to be part of. And then last week, Reverend Kevin talked about the magic of awareness, of the fact that in order to be effective as that oneness, that wholeness, it requires that we become aware of what's going on. We expand our awareness to what that oneness means and how we work with it and how we expand. And then I read the chapter for this week. And it's all about technical medical body stuff. And I went, now where do I go? Because you guys have already discussed all of the other stuff. Where do I go with this? And what came to mind was, and he may have been here, I meant to go back and look at that, but Michael Dowd, who wrote a book entitled Thank God for Evolution. It's been a while. But he came to Unity in Frederick to talk to us around Earth Day about that connection. And one of the things that I took, one of the major things that I took from his discussion, his talk with us, was his use of these terms, day language and night language. He talks about, because he was discussing the separation and the schism between science and religion, and how we didn't seem to be able to understand and find common ground. We looked at each other, religion looked at science as like, they don't know what they're talking about, they're missing. And science looks at religion and goes, they're woo-woos. So he's talked about this day language and night language, which really spoke to me, and it came up again today or this week. Day language is that language that we speak during the day where we have to operate in the world and we look at the facts of it all. We look at the facts of it all. And the night language, which is what religion, so he says, speaks in, is in metaphor. It's in the vision, it's in the metaphor of the existence. Speaking to the same thing, but speaking in a different language that we have not bothered to learn each other's language in order to see that we really are talking about the same thing, just from a slightly different perspective and using some different words. So then I went back, let me put this down. I went back to some words. I remembered in the first Sunday that Reverend Pat used a lot of Eric Butterworth, beautiful words of Eric Butterworth, to talk to the spiritual nature of our being and how it was, and that we needed to remember that we are more than this physical body. And they were beautiful words. And I thought, Reverend Pat resonates well with Eric Butterworth. I think they're probably twins somewhere along the way. And Eric Butterworth has a beauty in his language and a really amazing perspective on so much of unity. My relationship since the beginning was with Charles Fillmore. I think I've mentioned here before, Charles and I have had many discussions in my office when I didn't understand what the heck he was trying to say. And we would talk, or at least I would listen and he would talk. So I went back and found some quotes, some languaging that Charles might use as part of this whole I am healing, I'm healthy. Charles and Myrtle both, but I'll start with Myrtle, because she also has some beautiful language. Let me just listen, let's soak this language in as I read a few of these quotes. From Myrtle, we know that the body is periodically renewed. We can renew and rebuild it and change its appearance by changing our thoughts and living habits. From her again, there is no such thing as an incurable disease in the body. The activities, weaknesses, and abnormalities to which medical profession gives names are but efforts of the God-given inner intelligence to deal with conditions that the individual has produced by his failure to understand the truth, to recognize himself as the perfect child of God, and to live by the divine law of life. The body responds to changes of mind. When this is accompanied by truly wise living habits, the conformity to true ideas of life and power, and the love and the substance and the intelligence will renew it and make it every whit whole. Charles says, the body always obeys the conscious and subconscious behests of the mind. In spiritual understanding, we know that all the forces in the body are directed by thought, and that they work on the constructive or deconstructive way according to the character of the thought. As the mind changes from error to truth, corresponding changes take place in the body, and the ultimate of the changes is perfection and wholeness in every part. Basic unity stuff. And it's about metaphor. Because when I read this, I say, and how does that work? Have you ever scratched down a little bit further and said, my words, my thoughts are making this better, but how? How? What happens in the body? So then I reread the chapter in the book. Let me give you some other words. These come from Deepak Chopra's book. He begins with, our body is boundless. He doesn't distinguish spiritual body from physical body. He says our body is boundless. It is channeling the energy, creativity, and intelligence of the entire universe. At this moment, the universe is listening through your ears, seeing through your eyes, and experiencing through your brain. Your purpose for being here is to allow the universe to evolve. Now, if I took those same words and used the term God and divine and oneness, would we not be saying the same thing? The universe, that allness is coming through us as unique manifestations of God stuff. Well, that God stuff is energy. Everything is energy. My body is energy. My cells, within my cells, there is an intelligence, a creativity. Is that not what God does? It's the language of science. It's the language of today. It is not the metaphor of God, but it's about creating and how we create. We are co-creators, we say. How do we co-create? Well, we think things. Our thoughts. Principle 3 is so powerful. It is so powerful. Everything that we read from Myrtle and Charles talked about. First, I change my thoughts, and then I have to change daily living habits, and then I have to, their action behind that. What we enlist in Chopra's book, all of these are medically proven. Here's how we invent and reinvent our bodies. Every skill you learn creates a new neural network in your brain. Every new thought creates a unique pattern of brain activity. Any change in mood is conveyed via messenger molecule to every part of the body, alternating the chemical activity of every cell. Every time you exercise, or not, you alter your skeleton and muscles. Every bit of food you eat alters your daily metabolism, electrolyte balances, and proportion of fat to muscle. That one wasn't my favorite one. Your sexual activity and the decision to reproduce affects your hormonal balance. The stress level to which you subject yourself rises and lowers your immune system. Every hour of total inactivity creates muscle atrophy. That was another one I didn't care for. Your genes tune into your thoughts and emotions, and in mysterious ways, they switch on and off according to your desires. Your immune system gets stronger or weaker in response to being in a loving or unloving relationship. Cries of grief, loss, and loneliness increase the risk of disease and shortened lifespan. Using your mind keeps your brain young. Not using your brain leads to decline. All of those things are about how we co-create. Not nearly as beautiful, not nearly as sexy, not nearly as spiritual, but it says the same thing. And it is what we, as part of this body, do to be healthy and to be whole. The thoughts, the emotions are energy. So when I speak the word, or I have the thought, and it has emotion behind it, if that emotion is a positive, loving emotion, the vibration of that is different than if I speak the word, have the emotion, or take the action that comes out of a passion that is what we call negative, lower vibration. And that impacts those genes that for all of my life, I was told, you get the genes, they don't change. You're born with them. I think Reverend Pat actually used the statement, hey, what do you want me to do? It's who I am. It's my genes. Well, guess what? You can change that. Science now tells us that we can turn on and turn off, or they call it upregulate and downregulate gene by the energy that we place in ourselves, that we create. We didn't know that. Charles didn't know that. But he understood through experience that when he spoke, When Myrtle spoke to her body, thank you, Karen. When Myrtle spoke to her body, what she told her body in every part of her body was how much she appreciated it and how much good it did, and she thanked it. Okay, vibrationally, that was an amazing thing that hit the genes that caused it to have a positive power. We do co-create, folks. It's not just words. It's not just words. We also have learned that our brains are not fixed. Thank God. That a brain can change. When something happens to a faculty of ours, the brain can adjust. There's a plasticity to it that allows it to adjust so that it can replace or find a new way to get something done. Chopra tells the story of a young woman who was born with a gene defect that they told her she would ultimately lose her sight gradually over time. She said, okay, all right, what am I supposed to do with that? And she stayed on, she focused, she lived her life. When she was in graduate school, she found that she couldn't actually read the fine print when she was going to a card catalog. Now, how many of you know what I'm talking about when I say a card catalog? Huh? Yeah, gotcha. We're dating ourselves, folks. A card catalog. Only this was a more technologically based one. It was on microfiche. She couldn't read it. She had reached that point where she could not read that. And the story that she tells is she took a deep breath and she said, I know where the references are. I'll go there, I'll ask for some help, and I'll get the book. She got there was no help to be had. She took another deep breath. She stood in front of the rack. She reached up and pulled down the book, and it was the book she needed. And she thought, wow, that's luck. And then she began to realize that it was happening more and more often. Citations that she needed, she opened the book, and there it was. And she first thought, well, God's on my side. Because she couldn't explain it any other way, so God's on my side. And yes, God is on her side. And what she also learned from a neurologist is the brain has a way of adapting itself to allow folks who cannot see through their eyes to have second sight. The brain makes that adaptation. Can we call that an act of God? Absolutely. Because where is God? In every cell in our body. Every cell of our body, there is an intelligence. There is an adaptability. If we are tuned to it, we can use it. If we are not attuned to it, we'll sit in the chair and wait till somebody comes along and says, can you help me find this book? How do you tune in? How do you tune into? Because this body is, I like to think of it as a beautiful piece of art. This goes back to the metaphor, because it's really hard to sometimes grasp the science of it. But I go back to the metaphor of the body and the spirit. They are not body and spirit. They're body spirit. They're body spirit. It's not a separate thing. And our language causes us to call it spiritual body and physical body, but it's the same thing. Remember, our bodies are boundless, channels of energy. And so when we are in touch with the body, we are in touch with the spirit. If we're truly in touch with that which is the body. How do we do that? How do we do that, Karen? What do we do?
Stay in tune with the body and mind, just focusing within.
Mm-hmm.
Breathing.
Breathing, focusing, taking time to rest. Sorry to put you on the spot there, Karen, but you know the other thing that we can do? Let me read you something. This is from Charles. I love this one. The reason that singing restores harmony to tense nerves is that its vibrations stir them to actions, thus making it possible for the ever-waiting healing spirit to get in. Tis truly a greater or lesser degree, to greater or lesser degrees, every word you speak or sing vibrates the cells up and down the body from the front vein to the abdomen. He's got a whole bunch of stuff about singing and the joy of singing. But again, we disturb the energy. We either upraise it or we downraise it. And when we downraise the energy, we take it into a place that is not sustaining of health. Mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health. It's when we maintain that positive view without denying that there's an issue here. We see the positive in it. So to tune into our body and to make those changes in our genes to upregulate or downregulate, we have to take that time to be in the body. He has a great exercise. If you do not have this book, I would encourage you to get it for one reason. There's a great exercise about when we tune out on our bodies and why. How do you feel when you have to wear a skimpy bathing suit? Yeah, you should see some of your faces. And not just the women. I'm telling you, there's faces out there that go, I don't think so. Why not? Why not? What is the image you're holding up that you need to look like? There's a whole list of these things. And I looked at that and I didn't pass. There's not a pass-fail, but it's like I checked off more of those that I felt uncomfortable in than I did comfortable. And what you do when you hold that unconscious or subconscious energy, you are putting a negative vibration into those genes. Yeah, we are. Ugh. But then I wonder why I can't lose more than 5 pounds. Every time I lose the pounds, I find them again. But it's how I'm looking at myself. And we want to say, well, let's go to the spiritual body and it'll be okay. Folks, it's right here. It is right here. It's all part of this. So yes, we can regulate our genes. We can improve our physical health and our spiritual health and our emotional health by tuning in to the bodies, There's even a story for those of us who are approaching that amazing age of whatever it is, double digit above 50. There was even a study, and Joe Dispenza talks about this. There are studies that show that you can, in fact, lengthen your telomere. Do you know what a telomere is? Some of you may know. It's the covering on the chromosome that gives immunity to aging. And as we age, the telomere is eroded. It's smaller. They have, in fact, have studies now where you can add to that telomere, which will slow down the issues of aging and give you an immunity to that. I can't speak to the scientific veracity of that because I don't have that knowledge, but it sounds pretty interesting to me. But what it requires, again, is to be in a place of knowing that I am a co-creator with my body. I'm a co-creator with the universe. I bring this forward and shape it. That's my role as a co-creator. That universe, that God, gives us all the material we need, all the substance that we need, all the energy that we need, both in this body energy and just in everything else energy. And it is us who are caretakers and creators of what we've been given. And that requires awareness of where we are in any given moment, in our words, in our thoughts, in our emotions, and in our actions. It's a powerful thing. We are co-creators. And what we do with our own bodies, we do with the body, the larger body. We do it with the earth. And so we can do it. We can improve our genes. We are not locked into something we were given at birth. Let's go co-create. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, let's go co-create. Let's do the co-creation. Let's tune in to ourselves. That tunes us into the larger body, tunes us into the earth. We can co-create it. And so it is.
I want to give a special thanks to our guest pianist today, Jordan Hedlund. Our guest drummist, David Stanek. And y'all know David Brigette and me. Let's co-create a groove. 1, 2, 3, 4. Allow yourself to feel this groove, people. I know you're sitting over there, but some of you, I think you hold yourselves in. You now have permission to knock that off. Here's some Rod Stewart rock and roll. May the good Lord be with you down every road you roll. And may sunshine and happiness surround you when you're far from home. And may you grow to be proud, dignified, and true. You know this one. And do unto others as you'd have done to you. Yeah. Be courageous and be brave. And in my heart you'll always stay. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. May good fortune be with you. May your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven where the prince or a vagabond. Yeah. And may you never love in vain. And in my heart you will remain forever young. Sing it. Forever young. Forever young. That's right. Forever young. Yeah. Forever young. Come on now. Ooh. Oh, yeah. One more verse. You ready? When you finally fly away, I'll be hoping I served you well. I truly do. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell. No. But whatever road you choose, I'm right beside you, win or lose, forever young. Come on. Forever young.
Yo! Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jordan, thank you guys, as always. And again, Karen, thank you for beautiful meditation. And thanks for our signing, IASL. You guys are awesome. Thanks for our guys in the back there, too. Yes, indeed. And with all of that thanking and that gratitude, it is that time in our service where we express gratitude. We express that gratitude through the giving and the receiving. So if you guys would come down, if our ushers would come, bring forward our offering bowls. For it is that time now where we return back into Unity Minneapolis with gratitude of our prosperity. So that we as Unity Minneapolis can take that prosperity, those gifts, and return them back out to our congregation and to our community with thanksgiving and blessing. There are multiple ways that you can do that. For those of you coming in live stream, you can go online, unityminneapolis.org. There's a donate button. Here in the sanctuary, there's a QR code near you on your order of service or in there. Obviously, there are the offering envelopes where you can put a check, cash, and drop them in the offering things out there, boxes out in the garden court. And of course, there's always a check in the mail. We just so appreciate those gifts, however they come to us. So thank you for that. And now let us, as part of this giving and receiving and giving thanks, let us say together our offertory blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is. And so we bless these gifts. We bless the givers of these gifts. We hold this prosperity as our divine birthright to give and receive. And we open our hearts to the giving and the receiving. We say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Amen. It's been a great morning. It's been a great morning. The music has been awesome. And the meditation. And you guys are pretty cool too, you know. You guys are pretty cool too. And we give thanks for those coming in on live stream. Thank you. I want to ask our prayer chaplains to stand. These folks come in early and they hold sacred space. They set that energy for us in this space. They are available after service for one-on-one prayer, if you so like, find one of them. Right. And I want to thank you again for doing that. So you may be seated. And I almost forgot. Thank you, Jay. We are beginning consistent giving right now, our honoring of our consistent givers. And we have Sam Gesellman to share with us about consistent giving. Thank you, Sam. You got it.
Hi, good morning. I'm Sam. I once read that the most interesting thing about a budget is that it reveals the values of its creator. That stuck with me, that a budget isn't just a pile of numbers in a spreadsheet, but more importantly, it represents the priorities of the organization that created it. And I think this applies to not only companies, but to countries and to states and to local governments and to schools, to churches, to families, right down to the individuals. We all work with finite resources. We reveal our priorities by how we spend those resources, our energy, our time, and yes, our money. We vote every day with our dollars. I personally am a single dad with 2 little kids, and I'm in medical school. So in this phase of life, I don't have a whole lot of votes to cast, unfortunately. But it's really important to me that of what I do have, a percentage will always go to Unity. It's been a source of inspiration and strength that's meant so much to me in all aspects of my life since I first walked in these doors 6 years ago. I know how much it means for the church to have dependable, planned donations, and I want to be 100% sure that if someone looked at my personal budget, it clearly represents the love and the gratitude I have for this church. If you feel similarly, I encourage you to join the Consistent Giving program. It's simple, it's flexible. You choose the amount as well as the timing of your donation. There's no minimum. I can attest to that. And it takes all of about 3 minutes to sign up online. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. And I want to echo what Sam has said. I've been a tither. My dad was a tither. He taught me tithing, consistent giving and tithing. The times in my life when I didn't, things didn't flow as well. They just didn't. When I stepped back into consistent giving, whether it was a full tithe at the time, because my votes weren't that many, or it was smaller, but as long as it was consistent. So I would encourage you to give that thought. Mine is digital, so there's nothing. When I put my hand on that offering plate, it reflects a digital gift, an online gift. So I would encourage you to also step into that mode. Thanks, Sam, again for being in that space. I do want to make a couple of real quick reminders. One, Wendy's class starts this coming week. You need to check out the details. It's going to be awesome, and poetry that sets your heart on fire. On Thursday evening, we have our Heart Connection. And that Heart Connection has been an amazing space for safe space to share what you're feeling, what your feelings about things are, to get it out into a community that's loving and supporting. We meet here at 7 o'clock in the Fillmore room. Wendy will be we'll be in the meditation room this time because there's something else going on. We're getting busy, folks. Something else going on in the Fillmore room. And then Wendy, you guys will be downstairs in Friendship Hall. Got a lot going on. Join us this week. Join us this week. Do we have kids? We have kids. Let's welcome our kids in.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of
Here, can I hold your hands? Can I hold your hands? Can I hold your hand?
Oh, thank you, everyone. We had a great time in the youth and family ministry. We went on a nature walk and heard all sorts of things and saw things and used all of our senses to cultivate mindfulness as part of our Healthy Living series. And we invite you to come on back or bring your kids, if you're online, to the 11:30 service, because we will be doing more and more fun, and our older youth will be working with principle number 4 with learning a 5-part prayer process. So join us for that, and thank you for bringing your kiddos. We love it.
And now let us say together the prayer for protection, and then we'll close out with our peace song. Together. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. And the presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. All is well. Let us sing. You want to step in here? Okay. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as our creator, family are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Now peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Oh, we da-dee-da. Ooh, ooh. When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hits my eyes, something without warning, love, lays heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's alright with me. Just wanna look at you, and I know it's gonna be
A lovely day.
Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day,
A lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, with someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, then I look at you and the world's alright with me, yeah. Oh, just one look at you and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. World's alright with me, yeah. Just wanna look at you and I know it's gonna be yeah, a lovely day. Lovely day, 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 a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, a lovely day.